Hey guys, it's your girl Valencia Griffin-Wallace. Happy Sunday. So I'm just gonna do this really quick video because guess what? I'm on wife and mom duty, so I need to cook Sunday dinner. With that being said, the title of this video is The Power of No Response. And this is based on a true story. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I often talk about G-Baby. And G-Baby was the younger version of Valencia. And when you get here, say, hey, boo. And if I start to break up, please let me know. G-Baby was the all 150% flesh version of Valencia, so to speak. G-Baby will respond in a heartbeat. You say something, I was coming back. You threw a knife, I was going to shoot the gun. And it feels good to respond to things like that. It feels good to tell people off. It feels good to, you know, in your flesh to make people feel what they made you feel. Like, it feels good to be nice and nasty. But sometimes the best response is none at all. And a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. When you get that stupid text message or that phone call, or when somebody says something to you and you know you could come back at them and hurt their feelings and ruin their whole world. That's your flesh. That's that part of you that's not going to get you nowhere, that wants to respond like that. And I'm telling you guys something that I deal with. I know I still have parts of me that needs refining. Because see, I'm quick with it. I was clapping back before that was even a term. And what I realized is that clap back, that petty, that shoot the gun, throwing daggers and darts, hey boo, that making people feel my pain, or you know, you don't know who you messing with. Yeah, that felt good, but it got me further from where God wanted me to be. Hashtag real talk. And what I am learning, still learning, right? Life is a growth process. You grow until you die. I'm learning that everything doesn't need a response. Hey, queen, everything doesn't need a reaction from me. Sometimes it's a test of who you are. How much have you really grown? Sometimes people will test you to see if you are really the you that you're posting that you are. Somebody felt that. Sometimes we claim that we have grown and we did this, this, and this, but somebody say one thing to you, you done went 10 years back so you could be petty, or so you could clap back, or so you could prove a point to them. You have nothing to prove to nobody. Just close your mouth. Don't send that furious text message. Just don't do it. And I'm telling you guys something that I personally deal with a lot. And it takes someone who really knows me to know I was quick with it. You said something to me I didn't like. I let you know, and I made sure that you remembered what I said to you the rest of your life. Oh, I was going for the throat. Not thinking about, now I do, but then not thinking about that it was dragging me further and further back mentally, emotionally, and took me longer to get to God's business, to what God wanted me to do, because it felt so good in my flesh to tell you where to go and how to get there. Exactly. That's my cousin on there. She could tell you. And I'm just being real. Like, it feels good to put people in their place. But I'm telling you what I know. Sometimes you got to ignore what feels good to do what is right. That person could be having a bad day, a bad life. They may have some other issues they're dealing with, and you made it worse to make you feel good in the moment. A lot of times, and I know I've done it. If I had a bad day, Lord hell have no fear, like Valencia having a bad day. If I was having a bad day and you said something to me, that just was the straw that broke the camel's back. You got it for everybody else that made me mad. That's not fair. It's not right. And yeah, you may have deserved it by what you said, but at the end of the day, that's not your job. It's a test, and a lot of people wouldn't even pass the test. If the one thing keeping you from getting to the next level God wants you to take you, if that one test was your response, a lot of us would fail, because in our flesh, it feels good to clap back. It feels good to be petty. It feels good to put people in their place, but I'm telling you, that's not your job. I'm telling you, the most powerful thing you could do is not respond. And I know it goes against everything in human nature. It goes against everything, against who we are. But we are sinners. Let's just get this established. None of us are perfect. Because you could come from church and cuss somebody out in road rage coming from church. None of us are perfect, but recognize it for what it is. Because I'm telling you, it took me, you know, I'm just getting into this season where God wants to take me in my late 30s and 40, and now I'm 41. But I wonder how much of that was held back, because it felt better to Valencia to make my flesh feel good by telling you off than it did to do what's right. I'm telling y'all what I know. Does it hurt me a little bit inside sometimes to not respond and not go in and not go off? Yes, it does. I'm still praying about that part of me that wants to react in the flesh. I'm just being honest with y'all. Because if you know me, I used to tell people, my daddy was in the Navy, so this is why I curse like a sailor. My daddy was in the Navy. My daddy and mama was a fighter, so this is why I'm telling you off. It didn't excuse my behavior. But when you recognize those things in you, that is specifically what you need to deal with. I don't want to miss where God wants to take me, because I need to satisfy that thing in my flesh real quick. I done cussed you out. I done told you off via text, phone call, Facebook Live, or whatever else. And guess what? I done held my next level up another 5 years because of satisfying my flesh. And I'm telling you guys, this is hashtag real talk, hashtag what I'm living, hashtag these are things that in my character that needs to be dealt with. But I'm learning that guess what? I don't have to respond to everything. I don't. And that's the powerful thing. You get more power from walking away or not responding than going in. You could be holding up that life that you're praying about and doing vision boards about and claiming that you want. You could be holding all that up because you need to satisfy what makes you feel good in the moment. And I'd rather control me, pray about it, and hold on to those things and get where God wants to take me quicker and enjoy that life than enjoy 5 minutes of clapping back. So that may mean, and I'm going to give you guys a quick tip, that may mean that you shut down social media, take you a break. That may mean you turn your phone off. That may mean you might need to take a nap to control your flesh. That may mean you do whatever you need to do, but just don't respond. Don't respond. I'm telling you, there is nothing more powerful than not responding. Because I'm going to tell you, if I don't like you, so to speak, if I'm a little jealous of you, if whatever it is, and I know those buttons to push, and I know pushing those buttons are going to keep you from getting where God wants you to go, guess what? Every time I see you, every time I deal with you, I'm going to push those little buttons. Check. Job done. So on this Sunday, this is something I want you guys to think about, because like I said, this is something I have to deal with daily. I'm still growing in that area. I have learned not to respond, but my flesh still wants to respond. I still want to go in and go hard. So learn that. Learn that it is more power in you not responding to the foolishness. It's more power in that. But recognize those things in you and those types of things you want to respond to. That is the area in your life you need to specifically pray about. Those are the things that God is trying to mold you and deal with your character in before you can go to the next level. Maybe it feels good to gossip. Maybe it feels good to clap back, and maybe it feels good to say, oh, she or he is not all that because they did X, Y, and Z. But that's not going to get you where you need to go. Those are the things that we need to think about. Is it really worth your response? Or ask yourself when you want to respond in a hey honey, in a not so nice way, in a fleshly way. Ask yourself, is this worth 3 years for me getting to my destiny? Ask yourself every time. Because let's be honest, we're all adults. You know when you do right and wrong. You know when you respond right or wrong. You know that. Hey, hon, you know that. So instead of responding in the flesh, instead of doing what makes the flesh feel good and make you look like a big hero because you're being a keyboard bully, a social media master of telling people off, you are the queen of the clapback. But you done held your vision, your dream, the destiny God has for you. You done held it up 3 years to be queen or king of the clapback. Is it worth it? So that's my little happy Sunday message. Because class is always in session. And I'd rather talk to you guys from a place that I have been or something I'm dealing with than from a place of not knowing. I know what it feels like to want to go in. I know what it feels like to prove a point. I know what it feels like when somebody does something and you know how they say throw a rock and hide their hand. I know what it feels like to want to let the world know or let other people know, hey, this is the rock. But guess what? You're not glass. It didn't break you. So what if they threw a rock? So what if they continue to throw rocks? Find somewhere else to be. So if they throw a rock, you're not there to get hit by it. Strengthen your mind, your body, but most of all, strengthen your spirit. This is real talk. Everything doesn't deserve a response, especially if you responding will hold you up 3, 4, 5, 10 years, the rest of your life. That could be a test. Are you going to pass it? With that being said, happy Sunday. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Like, love, share the video, and say hey boo when you get here. Happy Sunday.